Wiley, you gonna nuke it? What is good, y'all? Today we got another death battle, and this time it's two people that just can't seem to catch their prey, to catch their dinner. We have Wile Coyote versus Tom Cat. So Looney Tunes versus Tom and Jerry. And look, growing up, I ain't gonna lie, I was more of a Tom and Jerry person. And so I'm gonna just go with my boy Tom, all right? But when that man said, "Is you is, or is you ain't my baby," boy, I gotta go with my boy Tom. But I've never thought about power scaling and all their feats and all that. But I'm just gonna stick to what I know. Now, if y'all enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit Death Battle with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock it in by hitting that bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if y'all enjoy my reaction, please do the same for your boy. Let's get to it.
Wile Coyote, the fastest and furriestest of the Looney Tunes.
Second fastest?
The powerhouse pussycat from Tom and Jerry.
Roadrunner?
The fans voted for it and we're here to deliver.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
So they actually got a cartoon artist for it.
Shimmering campfire by the tribes people of North
Artist.
America, there was no figure so cunning, so bold as Coyote. To the Miwok, he was a Prometheus who stole fire from the heavens to give to humanity. To the Sewetmuk, he was a foolish trickster who could die and return to life.
And to the brothers Warner, he's just a poor dumb schmuck who can't catch a break.
To this day, the great coyote stalks the American Southwest, hunting his indefatigable prey,
Ethelbert?
the Roadrunner.
I
And
never
this
knew what the
modern
E was
Wile
for.
Coyote is driven by a ruthless entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, and it drove him straight off a cliff. He'll chase that bird-shaped happily ever after.
I've went my whole life not even thinking about the E in the middle. I'm just having a bit of a moment that man's middle name is, I think, Ethelbert.
To his own inevitable undoing. Such is the lot of the common man.
You might not expect it from an anthropomorphic canine Job, but Wile was born the son of world-famous hunter Cage E. Coyote. His father raised him from infancy to hound his avian adversary and forbade him to speak until he tasted victory. On the face, an easy task. Coyotes are incredibly adaptable predators, capable of hunting in both rural and
That's crazy. Hold on. I never knew that his dad told him he can't speak until... That's cruel.
urban environments.
What the
They're
hell?
also speedy little demons. They can sprint at up to 43 miles per hour. Though that's cold comfort when that blue meeping bastard can make beams of light look stone still or outrun a car that was moving fast enough to travel through time.
Frankly, it's incredible that Wile manages to consistently keep up with his prey at all. But he does.
He's
It
hawking
really
him
is
in,
actually
so he might
stated
be the
that
fastest.
Only a, quote, tiny little extra burst of speed separates the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Heck, Bugs Bunny himself needed to take super speed supplements in order to move fast enough to outrun Wile.
But almost as fast isn't fast enough. Fortunately, Wile's got an endless assortment of gadgets, gizmos, and reams of blueprints to make up the difference.
Yeah.
He's got your classics like dynamite, anvils, and spring-loaded boxing gloves, along with heavier artillery like heat-seeking missiles, a 10 billion volt electromagnet, and a friggin' trebuchet, a Reddit favorite.
Many of which he invented himself and uses in excruciatingly
So he's a
detailed
genius,
schemes
too.
that inevitably go awry. Despite being a
Almost a
self-described
genius.
super genius, Wile has an officially measured IQ of 3.
That's the same IQ as a cactus.
Okay, the test results were fake, but he's still an idiot.
So why not let a soulless corporation do the hard work for him?
Acme sells
True.
any product that you can imagine, and Wile is their most devoted customer, contributing up to 99% of its multi-billion-dollar revenue.
Thanks for the
Wiley, let me get a few million, my boy. Man, look, give me a small loan of $1 million.
inherited wealth, Pops. Oh, don't worry, I'm spending it all in one place.
He's got an Acme Book of Magic, Acme Clone-O-Matic, Acme Death Ray, Acme City in a Box, Acme Universal Remote, which can pause, fast forward, and rewind a person through time.
Too bad half the stuff Wile uses is intentionally sabotaged, because Acme's board of directors is exclusively Roadrunners. My man cannot catch a break, but he sure can take some
I never knew
punishment.
any
No
of
matter the
this,
severity
bro.
of his failures, Wile is still a Toon and can bounce back from just about anything.
He's been sliced, stabbed, squashed, exploded, melted, blasted into a constellation, and overall verbed for the last 87 years straight, without ever actually dying. He once got fully disintegrated into ash and popped back up like it was nothing.
Similar to the immortal Coyote of Sewetmuk legend.
He's also shattered the fourth wall tons of times and even left the comic page entirely to catch the Roadrunner. Ah, so close.
Believe it or not, there is actually a biological reason for these abilities. Looney
I'm just saying. Luffy could never, bro.
DNA. Every Toon's got it, not just the Looney ones. And it's what lets them
That Toon
survive fatal
Force.
damage up to being fully erased off the page, essentially dictating their personal slice of reality to whatever is funny.
Like how gravity only affects the Coyote when he looks down.
Toons are immune to the laws of physics as we know them.
That's why Wile developed a counter to this immortality, the Looney DNA Dissolver, which leaves Toons vulnerable to fatal wounds the same way we are. Yet again, so close. You can't say he hasn't tried everything.
It was
Yeah.
Wile's experience as a veteran Toon that landed him a job at Acme University as department chair of the School of Hard Knocks, teaching up-and-coming tiny Toons how to use
What?
their
I've never
abilities.
seen this.
Okay, so Naruto.
And just like Naruto's jutsus, Toon Force works like an actual power system, with more experienced Toons like Wile who are more powerful than their younger counterparts.
And that means Wile should be capable of replicating feats and abilities performed by any other Looney Tune, like traveling between different mediums or altering the plot of the cartoon he's in.
And my favorite was the time Plucky Duck used Marvin the Martian's matter transmogrifier to suck up the entire universe.
And then suck up the animator animating his universe.
And then suck up the animator's universe for good measure.
Wile's got a cushion.
Like, you telling me that Wile is low-key multiversal or can do multiversal type? He might be boundless at that point.
10-year job teaching that stuff. Impressive for an abject failure at his life mission. He's helped stop a meteor from destroying Earth, beat the Monstars in basketball, and even, oh snap, caught the Roadrunner! Oh wait, never mind, so damn close!
According to 1977's Tweety and Sylvester issue 67, Wile E. Coyote has attempted to catch the Roadrunner 4,776,842 times. Scaling to the present, that's over 10 million failures.
That takes dedication, or maybe self-destructive stubbornness. Too blinded by bird lust to see the forest for the trees.
Persistent, resilient. You have this kind of resilience in life, bro. For some things you do, I don't know. It's an obsession at this point. Jeez. Dedication.
But Acme's intentional malfunctions and Coyote's recklessness don't account for all of his catastrophes. There's something else, something grander, otherworldly, standing in the way of our furry friend's salvation.
Wiz, there's no other way to say it. God is just plain out to get this guy.
And by God, we mean the closest thing that exists for Coyote and Roadrunner. Chuck Jones.
The guy that created him and helped forge the Looney Tunes into how we know him today.
Originally meant to be a parody of earlier chase cartoons like, well, Tom and Jerry, Jones established several rules for their animated shorts that superseded Coyote's reality warping Toon abilities.
Rules that cover his obsession, faulty products, and the fact that no outside force, not even the Roadrunner, is to blame for his defeat. Just him.
While other creatives have altered this formula in the decades since Jones's departure, these rules have effectively made the Coyote's defeats cosmically ordained.
God nerfed Wile E. Coyote. In all our years making Death Battle, we have never seen a handicap like that.
But what
So what you saying is, at least when it comes to him catching Roadrunner, it takes plot, the universe, fate to stop him. But how does that look against somebody else?
What else can you expect from our fanatical furry fail son? He's the Sultan of Slapstick, the CEO of Second Place, the swing and a miss superstar. As long as he picks himself back up and dusts off the ashes, that'll never be all, folks, for Wile Coyote. The year was 1939. War raged in Europe between the British Tommies and the German Jerrys. As the beleaguered English made their miraculous escape from the German encirclement off the coast of Dunkirk, one might have called the battle a game of cat and mouse.
Oh, wow.
I grew up on this show and I never knew this, bruh. This is the difference between like, when you become an adult, you don't think, or you don't always think about this, right? You don't think about where did Tom and Jerry, like the idea come from? I mean, I have those conversations, some similar conversations with my friends, but we haven't got to Tom and Jerry yet. Now I'm gonna tell them, but for both, for Wile Coyote or Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry.
Oh, is that actually where their names come from? I'm looking this up.
Regardless of their names' origin, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera's infamous cat and mouse duo became the undisputed kings of slapstick comedy.
The formula is simple, and we all know it. Tom Cat chases Jerry Mouse around the house. Brutal, bone-shaking, I felt that in my balls violence ensues, and Tom is reprimanded by Mammy Two Shoes.
Who is, let's say, very much from the 1940s.
And
Yeah.
if you're like me, all you wanted to see was Tom wipe that smug smirk off that little rat's face. Despite my well-documented hatred of cats, even I've got to cringe at years of propaganda to convince us to side with the filthy, flea-ridden rodent over man's second best friend. Oh, big yawn.
House cats like Tom are
But the cool thing about it, so for one, Jerry be starting it half most of the time, bro. Like Tom, a lot of times be at home chilling, sleep, and then Jerry will just go do something and mess with this man. One, but apparently there's a headcanon, or I think it's, I don't know if it's true or not, but Spike, Tom, and Jerry are all friends. And the reason why Jerry never gets caught is because if he gets caught, they won't need Tom. And so Tom will get kicked out. And they exist to stay friends.
are actually some of Earth's most successful predators. They can run up to 30 miles per hour, leap 6 feet high, and despite being commonly perceived as nocturnal, they're actually crepuscular and hunt in the dawn and evening.
Tom specifically is a British shorthair. They're strong, stocky Roman cats bred to withstand harsh conditions. And for Tom, harsh conditions is an understatement.
Tom has collected a crazy assortment of weapons in his war against mouse kind. Sure, most of it is the stuff you can find around the average American household, like baseball bats, lead pipes,
and guns! Lots and lots of guns. But he's got wackier things like a magic wand, a robo-cat, vanishing cream, and a smart cap that gives him all the knowledge in the world.
I'm partial to the Sword of Light and Dark, which severs you from your own shadow, or the Rewind Remote, which can move your victim backwards through time.
And you can't forget the cat car and cat jet, spelled with K's of course, but just the cat part.
Tom's arsenal is heavily improvisational, which fits his quick thinking in fights over Thanksgiving turkey. Though he often loses his bouts with Jerry, it's not usually because he's dumb or incompetent. Rather, he's just genuinely outplayed.
And even in defeat, he's one tough son of a gun. He's been crushed, blown up, had every bone in his body broken, shattered,
You know, y'all got to make a good argument, because so far you said that the Looney Tunes can do multiversal or outerversal things. I don't know. Tom ain't really, I need to see more from my boy.
And survived.
Well, mostly. Tom actually has kicked the bucket multiple times, but little known cat fact, he has 9 lives, as established in the episode Heavenly Puss.
Oh, Wiz was
Grow up.
conducting
Grow
some
up.
different kind of research when he stumbled on that episode.
Very funny, Even if Tom starts to use his lives up, he has a potion that just restores them.
Or he can physically go get them back from hell, where all cats go.
Extremely hardcore for TOON, but there isn't much of a limit to what Tom can do. He can clone himself, levitate in the air, make his imagination real, and even break the fourth wall and enter the real world.
Yeah, if you only watch the classic cartoons from the 40s, you may be in for a shock. Tom and Jerry gets buck wild, much like the actual inspirations for their names. Thank you, Google.
Oh, you're still on this?
Toy Whiz. They were actually named after the two characters in Pierce Egan's delightful life in London, Jerry Hawthorne and Corinthian Tom. It was adapted to the stage with the title Tom and Jerry, which later became a catch-all term in 1800s England for young, drunken rabble-rousers.
One could, in fact, say that many rabbles were roused the times Tom destroyed a planet-busting asteroid, lifted up the sun, and was blown up into a constellation. And he was just fine. Just a bunch of stars now, but he's okay.
He tanked an explosion that launched him through time to the Stone Age and has run through space at massively faster than light speeds.
That shouldn't be a surprise when he and Jerry have been at each other's throats for over 80 years now. But what may surprise you is the fact that at the end of the day, they're actually friends.
Yeah,
And they've worked together tons of times to save the day, like when they helped a little orphan girl, Robin Starling, find her way home. Oh, that's a nice end to their story.
Is that Indiana Jones?
Don't you believe it? Now is when we have to talk about Tom and Jerry Chase. Long ago, the warrior god, Lord of Sichuan, Erlong Shen, battled the tricksy and indomitable Mouse King atop Peach Mountain, leading the goddess Celeste to declare the two the strongest warriors in the realm. And they were, in fact...
Is this Erlang and Wukong?
Tom and Jerry. They were even stronger than Devil Tom, who repelled corruption by the darkness. This mysterious, malevolent force threatened to consume the Tree of Life, whose branches encompass all of time and space. Banding together, these warriors used the star element to dispel the darkness and save the universe.
What the fuck?
Well, it may sound completely insane. It is. Chase is a Chinese mobile gacha game whose lore is not entirely in keeping with the spirit of the source material. However, it is officially licensed by Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, which means we have to include it in our research.
So that the gods may grant us mere mortals some heavenly push.
No.
Friendly rivalry aside, though, Tom has actually managed to catch the little rat fair and square a few times.
By my count of the original shorts, 19 times.
I could watch him on repeat forever. Too bad he's still a filthy feline. The only kitty I truly respect is named after booze.
Well then, you're in luck, because the Tom and Jerry of English literature later became the namesake for a famous Christmas cocktail.
Because there's no better way to get absolutely trashed than with good old Tom and Jerry. Guess what? Death Battle has merch now.
That's right, Boomstick, and you can pick some up for yourself on our brand new website, deathbattle.gg.
Just click the merch tab at the top. We've got mugs, stickers, shirts, and more.
I'm partial to the official researcher's notebook. I promise it's not a death note. See, it says so right on the cover.
Sure. There's also
exclusive
merch for website members, like my beer cooler, which keeps my beer nice and cold. And I guess, theoretically, other beverages too.
Then there's the limited time Game Over tee, which won't be available much longer, so if you want it, go grab it quick.
We'll be releasing more stuff throughout the year, so check back for updates. Picking up an item or two really helps support independent Death Battle, so we want to say a big thank you to everybody that's already placed an order.
Head over to deathbattle.gg and pick the piece of Death Battle swag that's right for you. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I'm still gonna keep my money on my boy. I'm not gonna switch up no matter what. Let's get it, Tom. Also, let's never forget, Tom be pulling too. All right, he be pulling. He be getting women, bro. Like female cats, bro. Meepus, meepus. Hey, no handles on it. Okay, and this is where we started. They turned into a war zone quick.
Come on, you apes! You wanna live forever!
Bam. Wiley, you gonna nuke it? You just gonna... Okay. Good reference, too. Ooh. High speed tonic. They gotta get in the field more, bro. Gotta get that conditioning up. Oh. Yo. They done jumped up out the frame with it. Oh, look down. Y'all don't have y'all Looney Tunes DNA. Tom died?
Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
Damn.
Oh, thank God one of them actually died this time.
I knew that DNA thing was gonna be the grand decider.
I mean, no! Animal cruelty, no!
Considering coyotes eat cats, I'm not surprised.
While both Cat and Coyote were incredibly powerful, they weren't literal gods who could snap their problems away. They had limitations and weaknesses that could be exploited, especially by each other. Let's first talk their stats.
Both were strong enough to contend with universe-threatening phenomena, but comparing Wily to Plucky Duck, Looney Tunes can not only destroy their own universe, but their animators as well.
And while Tom could move faster than light, Wily could keep up with the
Yeah.
Roadrunner, who could outspeed a car fast enough to travel through time. That's immeasurably fast, and much faster than Tom. Wily gets the edge in stats.
Wily's arsenal was a bit better too, believe it or not. Even eliminating the devices that have been shown to malfunction, he still countered everything Tom had.
The biggest being the Looney DNA Dissolver, which could render Tom's cartoony healing factor moot and end the fight.
While Tom has never been shown to have Looney DNA specifically, the concept clearly has nothing to do with actual DNA molecules.
Looney Tunes have been been erased completely and still returned, so it's clearly something more fundamental to their essence.
And since the dissolver works on any toons, not just the Looney ones, it should apply to Tom. But considering how much of a screw-up Wile is, it wasn't a sure bet. Hell, it could have backfired, especially considering how
So he
much
got
more
lucky.
confident Tom is.
When it came to intelligence, Wile's engineering and scheming genius were often defeated by his own ego and stubbornness. Tom, on the other hand, was consistently more flexible, pragmatic, and victorious in his fights. He definitely gets the edge there.
Oh, and Tom has one other big advantage. He doesn't have God nerfing him.
And that's the big question.
True.
Was Tom capable enough to benefit from Wile's narrative-enforced bad luck and see the DNA dissolver backfire against him?
That bad luck is a core part of Wile's character as a cartoon. So let's call it his, toonliness.
To find the answer, we dug deep through the bowels of Looney Tunes lore and ended up in an unexpected place: Space Jam.
Where Wile yet again fails against the Roadrunner, but against the villains of the movie, the Monstar,
Oh yeah, he showed
actually
up.
scores.
Yeah.
And scores again in the sequel, more than anyone else. But according to Chuck Jones's rules, that shouldn't happen, right?
Throughout his entire history, Wile's cosmically ordained failures only occur when he's specifically chasing the Roadrunner.
I was thinking about that
or other
earlier.
tunes the plot bends around like bugs, because that's what Chuck Jones's rules were written for.
I said
Coyote
that.
and Roadrunner cartoons.
And even then, looking closely, they've been broken a few times throughout the decades, even during Chuck Jones's tenure.
Without the universe nerfing him, there's no reason to think Wile couldn't eventually land a hit with the Looney DNA dissolver.
Especially when the only reason it failed was because of the Roadrunner's intervention, a direct violation of Chuck Jones's limitations on the Coyote.
And especially when it's the only thing that either one had that could kill the other.
Despite lacking Wile's narrative impediments, and despite having a better track record overall, Tom ultimately had no surefire way to kill Wile, whereas Wile's superior strength, speed, and looting arsenal ensured his
Okay.
victory.
Wile gave one hell of a chase and left
Beat him 3-1.
Tom
Hey, at least you didn't get swept, Tom. At least you didn't get swept.
Jones in for a rematch.
The winner is Wile Coyote.
Next time on Death Battle.
Spider-Man? Miles Morales?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for
Okay, hold on. So, let me talk about this. When they said that an anti-Looney like DNA thing, I saw that as a problem. When they said that Wile could pretty much not only destroy his universe, but his creator's universe, saw that as a major problem. I was looking at the stuff they was giving for Tom and like light speed and all that, and it sounded good. It was like he can at least maybe compete a little bit. But I was gonna stick with my boy, and I took the L. I'll graciously take it too. You know, Tom's still the GOAT. Hey, who got more hoes? Tom. The only one who be even remotely messing it up is Jerry. But he still be able to pull beyond. And like, you don't know if that's a new girl or if that's been his girl for a while. You don't know. But that boy Tom, he can pull them, bruh. At the end of the day. And he's caught Jerry more than Wile has caught Roadrunner. That's all I'm saying. Realistically, they friends, but this is just friendly competition. Jerry know deep down inside that if Tom wanted to, Tom could kill him. But I'm upset that my boy lost, but I will accept it. I'm not gonna be a sore loser. Now, Spider-Man versus Deku. Which Deku are we using? Because, like, don't get me wrong, Miles is tough. He's very tough. Electrical abilities disappear. Anansi, the spider, all of that. Super strength. Spider sense. I know about my boy Miles. But Deku got like, what is it? I think he's the 8th. I forget if it's 7 or 8. He got 7 or 8 different quirks on top of his already super strength. But I forgot about Anansi when I first saw the matchup. That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be if they do it right. That could be a banger. That could really go crazy. I don't know. I'm more of a Spider-Man fan than a My Hero fan, so I'm gonna go with my boy Miles. But we gonna have to just see when the time comes. If y'all enjoy this death battle, go to Death Battle YouTube channel. Hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock that in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if you enjoyed my reaction, please do the same for your boy. This has been your boy Reggie Wolf. I am signing out. Peace.